GMTs are all the rage, and it's difficult to narrow it down. It's tough to pick which one to buy. But Zelos may have just made your decision very simple. It has the same movement as the Sealander in the new Christopher Ward GMT, with a lower price and maybe the same or even better finishing? I don't know. We're going to have to check it out in this video. Now let's begin. Zelos does something very well. They make it difficult for you not to buy. You get a fully loaded, rock solid, high quality watch that's very easy on the eyes, and they don't skimp on materials. Introducing the all-new Zelos Spearfish GMT. And straight away you can tell this case is finished to a high degree. We got beautiful high polished bevels that travel along the smooth case lines, and that high polished bevel disappears right at the faceted tip, the end of that lug, with extreme precision. Laser sharp transition from brushing to high polish. We got vertical brushing on the sides of the case and a nice high polished chamfer running along the bottom of the case. And the cherry on top is that this watch is completely coated with 1200 Vickers of scratch protection. So the watch will retain its brand new shiny looks for a really long time. The bezel has vertical, well-defined cutouts, easy to grip and operate. And I know what you're thinking, the big question, is it bi-directional? Of course it is. Now let's have a listen. The bezel has a little bit of play when it settles back into place on a new detent, so they can definitely tighten that up for the next generation. The insert is a sapphire, and the Arabics are baby blue, and it matches the blue on the dial perfectly. One of my complaints with the first was that the bezel loom did not match the dial, and that's a little bit of a pet peeve. So on this one, they got it spot on. And like the original Spearfish, this one is a sapphire sandwich. So sapphire on top, sapphire on the bottom, giving you a clear view of that new and improved chronometer grade movement. Now let's do those dimensions. I got 40 millimeters in diameter. The sapphire was difficult to measure, but I got it 31 millimeters. And the bezel, the secret measurement, 39 millimeters. We got a thickness of 13, a little bit chunky for such a thin movement. The movement's only 4.1 millimeters. We got no drilled lugs, so you get that beautiful side profile and a lug to lug of 46.7. I like that they don't drill the lugs in this watch. It gives the side profile that clean look. And don't worry, Zelos has you covered with quick release spring bars on this bracelet. It's 20 millimeters, tapering down to 18, with quick on-the-fly adjustment at the clasp, fully milled clasp, solid end links, solid links, screwed links with satiny smooth brushing and high polished bevels to soften up that bracelet. The links are small enough, it's going to conform to any wrist shape. So I'm a big fan of the bracelet. The fully milled clasp has some high polish on it, and I wonder how that is going to hold up. Maybe that hard coating is going to be enough. If you're an owner and you're watching this video in the future, let us know down below in the comments. What's your experience? This watch has a 6.5 millimeter crown, giving the new Spearfish GMT 200 meters of water resistance. And I found the action to be flawless and smooth. And look at this, when we pull out the crown to the furthest position, there's absolutely no play, rock solid. So well done, Zelos. And this one is not a traveler's GMT, it is a caller's GMT. So when you go one click out, you can jump the GMT hand. And if you noticed, the GMT hand is actually the spear of the Spearfish. It is shaped like a spear. The movement is new and improved, and the GMT hand has a more crisp and clean mechanical actuation, and you can really feel it in the feedback. Love the improvements Sellita did to this movement. And if you turn it counterclockwise, you change the date. And I love that the date is at 6 o'clock for that very pleasing symmetry. Now the dial is absolutely gorgeous. It's Arctic white, but it has a silver shimmer to it. sunray textured. It reminds me of cork or maybe tree bark. It's tough to describe. The word is escaping me, so type it down below. Whatever it is, it's beautiful. And even the little details with the contrast. The indices are completely high polished, smoky gunmetal in color, matching those hands, and they taper upwards onto a stepped landing pad. We got a black high polished Zelos logo, high contrast black hash marks for the chapter ring, and Spearfish GMT above the date window, and in baby blue 200 meters of water resistance. It's a subtle Zelos, but it's a handsome one. Powering the watch is the Sellita SW330-2. 56 hours of power reserve, 28.8 VPH hack hand wind automatic 25 joules. And let's look at the rate. We got no error, powerful amplitude at 277. We got +2, +1, +1, and the fourth and final round +1. Let's do 12 down to see that positional variance. How is this watch going to react when you wear it? Amplitude did take a big hit, beat error did increase, 260 amplitude and 0.1 in beat error, but let's look at that rate. We got 0, 0, 0, and the fourth and final round, 0. Well done. This is a chronometer grade movement. It's something you want. Okay, just for fun, let's do the loom shot against the legendary SKX. The loom in daylight has a seafoam, green, baby bluish hue, but it looks to be C3X1 with its performance, and really digging the loom on the bezel insert underneath that sapphire. And for the competition, just to get a rough idea of the value of the Zelos, the Christopher Ward on bracelet, 1200 USD with the same movement. There is a Ming 22.01 GMT, 3400 USD with the same movement, and a Manta SkyQuest 2400 USD with the same movement. So there you go. Just to get an idea of the caliber of watches that this movement is in and what Zelos is bringing to the table with the Spearfish line. But I'm curious what you guys think. And guys, if you're still here, please remember to subscribe and maybe check out more Zelos videos on the right of your screen right now. And I'll see you in the next one.